Hey, also Nitro nerds here. And I've recently had a seminal moment within this hobby, and we all should, right? You know, anytime you can have a quasi epiphany, be it via an action, a thought, or a result of an action, where you have an eye-opening experience, you should act on it. While I'm not looking to take on any additional projects right now, trust me, I have my hands full with everything as is. However, I have declared my next project, which will begin in earnest toward the end of this month. And this will be a custom rig. So let's talk end state. Basically, I'm going to build a wicked, nasty, light 1/8 buggy. It's essentially going to be the Losi 810, but with roid rage. If you want to classify the vehicle, it would be simply a new vehicle within the TLR Racing 10 series. So here's the deal. A while back, some folks at MIP had the bright idea that, you know what, these Losi SCTEs are pretty badass. Can you imagine what one would be like if it were a buggy? If it were turned into a 1/8 buggy? Can you imagine that? Yeah, I can. This 810 has been discontinued for quite some time, and it's actually an afterthought for a lot of folks. And regardless, MIP, complete kudos to them. And this 1/8 buggy light class is starting to come into fruition. Of course, it's electric. Well, that's not fair. In my mind, the Nitro experience should be in full force, and it will if I can help it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a conversion. However, I'm not going to convert a Nitro to electric. I'm going to get a Losi SCTE 2.0, an electric short course truck, and I'm going to convert it into a 1/8 Nitro buggy. So as I mentioned on our forum, essentially I'm going to get the short course truck, I'm going to trick the shit out of it, and then once the LiPo blows up on me, because I'm sure it will at some point, the conversion begins. You can also think of this as a Pro 8, a Nitro version of the MIP Pro 8. And the Pro 8 really is a design of taking the SCTE and converting it into a light electric buggy. It's parts, and it's kind of complex, but once again, MIP will be a major player in this. I'll be leveraging them wholeheartedly along with just my knowledge on the 810. And really the way to think of this, because it is going to be a hybrid between a short course truck and a buggy. But the way to think about this is how I approach my Hyper 7. This Hyper 7 started out as a TQ Sport. However, it's now turned into a hybrid of all the different, all the successful components that I feel at least from the different Hyper 7 flavors. So PBS, Pro, PCR, TQ Sport, etc. So as an example, soon I'm going to put on pillow ball suspension in the rear. I'm just taking all the wonderful things from that series, combining it into one vehicle. It'll be the same thing here with this. I'll take all the wonderful components, with the 10 series, plus all the upgrade options that are available. And again, it's really just going to be like a tricked out SCTE /810 /10T, whatever you want to call it. I haven't storyboarded it completely yet, but I do have an idea. I'm going to start with the Pro Performance chassis. Also, as far as engines, here's what I'm looking at. I mean, God bless this 3.4. It's a nice engine, don't get me wrong, but this buggy I'm building is going to be, the real deal. It's going to have this with some muscle. So I'm going to go, full on as far as engines are concerned, and pipes and everything. So yeah, that's my custom rig idea. I have to tell you, I'm really, really geeked about this. It's going to definitely be one of a kind. I figure it'll take me probably a year to do it. I'm not in a big hurry. I've got, like I said, a lot of other things going on. Of course, I will do it in an iterative process, meaning I'm not going to just create a big list, throw it on. I'll start with an SCTE, go from there. And no doubt I'm going to need the help from a lot of folks, especially those that are really intimate with the SCTE and MIP in general. I don't know what I don't know, and I appreciate everyone's assistance in advance. If you have any words of wisdom or anything like that up front, let me know. I know the challenge is going to be the chassis, so I'm going to get that Pro 8 chassis and again run it as a SCTE, and then when the time comes, I will have it fabricated to fit a Nitro powertrain, and then have to build everything around that. And as for budget, because I know people are going to ask, I can't really say I have one. My guesstimate right now is probably, $2,000 will cover everything. But that is spread out over the course of a year. As I stated, I don't know what I don't know, but I'm not going to skimp on anything. It is going to be just, once again, world class. It's going to be my buggy. Finally, there's this documentary about our 810 and our Hyper 7 that's being produced. It's quite interesting. I don't have a lot of insight into it, but the producers keep sending me these little clips, so I thought I'd share them with you. They tell me it's going to be published here in the next week or so. Enjoy it. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
The year was 2012.
All right, man. You're a Lucy guy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Check this out.
We're gonna turn this mother out. They didn't carry nobody hurt, They got to crack it. Of course, they didn't know how to tune a nitro engine and shit yet.
In those two cars, they became, well, let's say popular. They were thick as thieves.
It simply brought awareness.
You call it awareness? They served notice. They weren't going to take.
No, man, I said, what the hell's that, a low-side, buggy, muggy, whatever the hell you call it? When I saw it on the computer, I said, damn, that thing can move, bro.
Knocking them off their socks, cause robbing is rocking. Breaking them down to the slab. Taking them down on their ass. Now what you wanna do, you wanna battle. See you watch it quick without a motherfucking paddle.